Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks, aka as I'm going now, just by Binks. Keep forgetting that. Because I still have plans to change the channel name, just haven't gotten around to it yet, have a lot going on right now. So, it's been a long time, you guys, since we've seen this screen. Actually, they changed it, didn't they? Since I last played. According to Steam, haven't opened this since 2022. Damn. So, I had originally intended to play this again, to open this again on my new computer. But as you guys should already know, I haven't had any luck with finding an electrician to frickin' to help me. And that's a whole spiel. I can't believe that BS. But anyway, so I have to unfortunately play this on my shitty old computer, which could die at any moment. And the fact is that apparently Steam could cause this game to crash at any moment. Because apparently Steam won't let me open any games that I install, anything new. Because I actually wanted to play the new Dual Destinies. And the reason I say new is because, you know, they re-released they call it the Apollo Justice Trilogy. So that was going to be my big surprise. I wanted to play Dual Destinies before I played this game. But alas, it is what it is. So miraculously, this game opened because it was already installed. And if I had known that certain games that I already had installed would actually still technically work, I wouldn't have uninstalled some of the games that I did. Oh well, it is what it is. So I have a very limited amount of games that I still have installed that still work. So yeah, it is what it is. But you know what? Out of all of them, this was one that you guys actually want to see and one that I actually want to play. So it works out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will continue to work. It will not crash and we will get through it. And if by some miracle the new computer gets up and running sometime within the next millennium, I will somehow be able to save a file and transfer it, and we'll be able to, you know, experience it in a better quality at some point. But anyway, for now, I'm excited, you guys. You know, this is blind for me. The first Great Ace Attorney game was great. I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Special contents. Did I look through that already? Oh. Taylor? Did I look through this? Is it spoil? It might be only for use in the Great Ace Attorney 2? Would it be too breaking if I put this on? Because these are cute. These are really cute. I have a feeling I could get like an achievement to do that, but I don't want to break the immersion. So I'll just have them off then for now. As much as getting an achievement would be cool, I don't want to break the immersion. Extra short episodes and all that would be cool. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm going to be careful. Yeah, so I'm guessing I might have to go back and retitle the first LP, I guess the first one, because I had just put it as Chronicles, but I guess because it's 2 games in one, 2 in 1, I guess the first one is technically Adventures. So this one, no, that's Select Adventure. Here we are. So this is Resolve now, right? So I guess new, so it's Resolve now. I don't know. I have to figure out how I'm going to title this. But let's begin. And also, fingers crossed that I don't get interrupted. Because I get interrupted all the fucking time. Oh. There's only 2 people in this house and I get interrupted all the time. Funny how that works, right? Wow. Look at that. I bet you if my computer was even better quality, it would look even more
Standing here in
amazing.
the bright sunshine,
Oh,
looking out over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream, but I do miss my time in England's vast capital. You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court.
oh.
Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened.
Is that a
Just
Sogi?
2 months after arriving home.
Or her dad? I find myself faced with another awful crime. Oh, so she's home now, right? Oh, is that Brett? Giselle? Is that her name? Right?
So I came here today to ask something of you. Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court. For the only time in my life. As a lawyer.
Oh? Wait, what? We get to play as her? She's dead.
So please, I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama.
Yep. That is Asogi's grave. Okay. Oh, getting hit by feels already. Okay. That's cool. Hey. The Adventure of the Blossoming Attorney. Hey. Okay. But I don't think she's allowed, is she? As a female back then? I think I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen. 13th of August, 8:26 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber 3. Now the problem is, what I should have done is gone back and like re-listen and remember the voices I gave everybody, but did I do that? No. I don't do homework. Oh boy. Well, the problem is I just heard her speaking, so I kind of have her voice in my head. And I'm like, no, that's not the voice I gave her, so I can't go by that, because that would throw me off completely. um, Here I am again, after 9 months. The Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I feel so nervous, but I must steel my nerves and find a way to compose myself. Oh, so, okay, he looks okay, because I think she had come back because he was sick. At least he's alright.
Oh, good, you're here. It doesn't do for a lawyer to be late.
Oh, yes, good morning, sir.
I hardly recognize you. You cut a fine figure, Counsel. But you look as white as a sheet. And those wide eyes aren't doing you any favors, either.
Oh dear. The truth is, I'm so incredibly nervous I feel utterly nauseated. I almost wish that I'd never been born. Don't say that to your father. He's like, how could you say that to me?
Goodness, the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his daughter, I must say.
Eugene Nikitoba, Professor of Medicine at the Imperial Yume University. A man who, earlier in his life, traveled to Great Britain to study the latest advances in forensic medical science. I have to say, y'all, I'm already really excited that we are playing Susato. That's really cool. We never get to play our sidekicks, you know? Like, ever! The fact that we got to play a female character when we got to be Athena was cool. I mean, it's kind of... I know I haven't LP'd future games yet, but like, just saying. We never get to play female characters as it is. I mean, when we got to play Mia, that was cool enough, but like, dang. More of that, please, please. And of course, my brilliant father. Who's this? Excuse me. Aw, hello. Would I be correct in thinking that you're to be my lawyer in court today? Hmm? Oh, yes. Yes, that's right, miss. Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear on my life. It's a complete fabrication, this whole thing. I don't know what voice to give her yet, so we'll see. Ray Membami, born the same year as I, and my greatest friend. She doesn't recognize her? Maybe because I guess we're dressed differently. Though unusual for a woman in our time, she works at the University Research Laboratory, helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial, accused of committing a truly awful murder. Are you feeling alright? Since we started talking, you seem, well, to have become a little flushed. Oh, my, it's just that you look so gallant and dashing. Oh. Wait, I'm confused. Does she? She doesn't know that's her friend? She really doesn't recognize her? Did we change her voice or what? I'm kind of like, am I supposed to be changing my voice to sound more masculine or... But like, because to have your best friend crushing on you... Yuri. That makes me happy. Sorry? And when I fall under your intense gaze, it makes me feel rather bashful. Susato's like, oh dear. Does it still count if she thinks I'm a man? Goodness, I don't think she knows. She hasn't realized who I am.
Oh, my future daughter-in-law. She's so adorable.
Ship. Yes.
It would seem our little plan for this trial is going to work.
Oh, what do you mean, Professor Mikotoba?
If even your best friend can't see through the disguise, I think we can relax.
Disguise? Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, so I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. But all she did was change the outfit. It sounds like she didn't even change her voice, so what the frick? Damn. And the fact her name is Ray. Damn. I love that name. It's actually my favorite name. The R-E-I. Because there's like two characters in two separate media that I adore with that name. And I'm already like, I think if I had a kid, I think I wouldn't name them Ray, but I'm thinking like if it was a girl, I would name them Reina. And that way it would have R-E-I in it, and it would be R-E-I-N-A. Like, because in Spanish, reina is princess, I think? Or was it queen? I think it's queen. Because I think princess is princesa. Yeah. Anyway, just little trivia. I just happen to like the name Ray a lot. And in Japanese, Ray is a unisex name. Because I've seen it used for male and female characters. And the two characters that I like in Japanese are both men, so... So she's one of the few female Rays that I've seen that I'm like, oh, she's cute. Father? Now you know. Does that change how you feel? What? Is that you, Susato? I'm so sorry I didn't say something sooner, Ray. No! What are you doing? What's going on? What? Wait. It went too fast. Is that you, Susato? It's just that... Oh, okay. That varsity uniform! That varsity cap! That varsity cape! That varsity badge! Look at you! You look for all the world just like a student of the Imperial Yume University. A male student. That hasn't changed there. She's still blushing. I think she still wants you. The ship. Yes. Okay. Okay, I like this a lot. So, in the first game, I was going crazy. Shipping the two guys. Now, in the first case of this game, I'm going crazy shipping the two girls. I see how it is. Y'all like to trigger me, don't you? You like to set off my fangirl ways. I'm so glad you think so. It means all my preparations have been worthwhile. I woke at 4 this morning to make a start. But I don't understand. Why are you dressed like that? Well, you see...
It was the only way. The only way she would be permitted into the Supreme Court to take on your defense in this trial.
My defense? Never before in my life have I felt so frustrated at having been born into this body. Courts in Japan are barred to women. We're not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom. Despite the fact that the laws of the land apply to all people, male and female alike. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But women are forbidden. Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door, so that I can act as your lawyer. Oh, Susato, you'd go to such lengths for me? Of course. You're my greatest friend. Slash future wife, hopefully. They're so cute. I just worry that I shan't be the lawyer you deserve. Oh no! I have complete faith in you! Ray. It's so strange, though. I mean, you're such an accomplished judicial assistant already. And yet, just because you're a woman... What a wretched reason! I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in court? You're so gallant and dashing. Ray, please don't look at me like that. With those flushed cheeks and doting eyes. I don't know if I could handle it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just... You really do look so dashing. Yes, you mentioned that once or twice.
I ship it.
Love it.
You should be pleased. It means you look convincing as a man.
I am pleased, I think. It certainly helped to bolster my confidence today. Ray, you're managing to put on a brave face in all this, but I can see through it. I've noticed how your shoulders are slumped, and how you're trembling ever so slightly. Susato, you do believe me, don't you? I didn't do it. I couldn't have. I mean, murder. Of course. You have nothing to worry about. Your conscience is perfectly clean. Isn't that right? Yes. Yes, it is. Perfectly clean. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind about your innocence. Which is why I'll stand by you until the bitter end in this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. Because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer. That means so much to me, Susato.
Bailiff, counsel, court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. You should go in at once, Ray. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty.
Oh. Stand aside! I don't think I've ever seen her run so fast.
Well, Susato, you certainly surprised your father. going to such lengths to be admitted into the courtroom and with no prior experience of being a lawyer.
There was simply no other way. That's all there is to it. But Father, you haven't told her, have you? I mean, I'm right in assuming that Ray doesn't know how it came to this.
Yes, quite right. I've kept that information from her. It would only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer would agree to take her case.
Oh, damn.
I didn't want to burden her with that.
And is it true? The reason why every other lawyer is refusing to take the case? Is it really because of who the victim was?
We should be making a move now, too. As you know, law isn't my field, but I'll do what I can to support my student.
Thank you, Father. I'm Susato Mikotoba, a judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a study trip to Great Britain. But 2 months ago, due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan. How many times have I wished that he were here, I wonder. Still, I have no choice now but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Wish me luck, Naruhodo-san. Alright.
Here we go.
I'm excited. Alright, 13th of August, 9 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 1. Oh, there's Ouchie. There's this dude. I don't know what voice I gave you. I don't remember nothing.
This court is now in session to hear the trial of Ray Membami.
Remember me, maybe?
Ray Membami?
I don't know.
The prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency.
Oh? She really couldn't recognize her? I mean, yeah, she looks different, but she still looks kind of feminine. She looks cute, though. I like it. I like it a lot.
Defense counsel, are you ready? Yes, Your Excellency, we are ready.
Ready?
Yes, counsel. According to your registration details, your name is, Ryotaro Naruhodo. Is that correct?
Oh, so she's pretending she's related to him. Sorry?
Yes, I had to come up with a suitable male name for you for this little venture. So I'm afraid to say I simply put down the first name that sprung to mind. Well, counsel.
Oh man, I kind of have the same voice for them, didn't I? I guess I'll just try to make her dad sound older. Yes, that's right. That's me. Yes, I am Ryotaro. He who has vowed to uphold the pride of the great Naruhodo clan.
It seems Ryotaro may need to consider how better to uphold this manly act first and not overdo it. And those wild, wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Just relax and listen.
I mean, I have to say, the eyes make her look a little more related to him. She really is doing a decent impression of him now. Never seen her do that, so that's really funny. And freaky.
Naruhodo?
A fresh face in this courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. But the name Naruhodo, would that perchance be...
You may be thinking of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Currently in Britain, part of a study program. This is,
His cousin.
That's right. Ryotaro here has been studying in the provinces, but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in matters of law, his knowledge rivals that of any of Tokyo's preeminent lawyers.
Any of them.
What a pitiful situation! Having been rejected by every lawyer in the capital, the accused has had to call in a country boy. How dare you!
Don't say Susato's name.
Susato's every bit as gallant and dashing as any of your Tokyo attorneys. I won't have you making fun of her.
Ray, please.
Her?
Please be careful, Ray.
What an unrefined tomboy we have here. But I wonder, is your gallant and dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you? His wide, skittish eyes very much suggest that he is not.
I'm so nervous. Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand what Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, eyes are wont to flit. I don't think mine have ever done that, but damn.
The case to be heard on this day is a matter of great significance to our national interests. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire.
Just like the trial 9 months ago. And yet, for proceedings of such importance, we have this unknown yokel by the dock? Dear me.
Perhaps this would be an appropriate moment for me to assess the defense, to determine whether you are sufficiently competent to practice in this courtroom. 9 months ago, when a certain other Naruhodo stood where you are standing now, this same judge tested him as well. And even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. For a trained and experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy. So, counsel, do you consent to answering some simple questions?
All right, it's time to prove myself. All right. Yes, Your Excellency. But please do make them simple.
Very well. To start with, you will state the name of the victim.
Whew, that is simple. I couldn't forget that if I tried. Ah. Oh boy.
What's the matter?
Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand something else Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, minds are wont to blink.
It's not surprising, really. It's your first time in this position, and in that guise. Even a bright spark like you is bound to flicker and falter a little under the circumstances. Oh dear.
Oh dear. This is a dismal failure. It's weird because sometimes it says Ryotaro, right? So I'm like, wait, that's her.
Don't fret. You need only use the knowledge you've gained as a judicial assistant to overcome the problem.
Give me the court record already. There it is. Of course, the court record. Yes, the answer will be amongst all the key information about the case in the court record.
That's right. Just use E to open the court record. Then you need to flip to the People section with E. And don't take too long over it. His Excellency is watching you closely.
Alright, check the court record with E. That's where the information I need will be. Postmortem report. Time of death just after 2 p.m. Death is believed to be due to trauma to the victim's lung from a knife blade. Only a single wound was identified. Interesting. Okay, Yuji Mikutoba, 43. Authority in forensic medicine. My father. Best friend, Ray, 16. Giselle, 25. Victim, 9 months ago. She killed John Wilson, aka Watson. Ouchies, 52, prosecutor. Giselle Brett, British, time of death 2 p.m. on 11th. Ascertained by examination witness statements. Cause of death, single deep stab wound from behind, piercing a lung, resulting in fatal hemorrhage. Death would have occurred within minutes. Extreme meiosis, pupil constriction was observed in victims both. Pupil constriction? Interesting. Okay.
I'm waiting, Counsel. What is the name of the victim in this case?
Yes!
Oh, okay. She's just like him. Just like Ryunosuke. The name of the victim who lost her life in this case is Mr. Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett.
A name that will never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country, I'm sure. Correct. And being a member of our Empire Judiciary, you will be well aware of the significance of that name. So, let me pose another simple question. As you know, Miss Brett was a visiting student from the Empire of Great Britain. Why then is her name indelibly associated with our own empire's judicial history? Obviously, you wouldn't have forgotten that case from 9 months ago. But if it's proving hard to recall the finer points, everything you need is included in the court record.
Obviously, I still remember. That was the start of everything. Giselle Brett. Behind the woman's student persona was the face of a killer. Queen Victoria.
Yes!
9 months ago, a visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University was killed. And the culprit was Giselle Brett.
Yes, she was a killer. At the time, our country had just signed a new treaty with the Empire of Great Britain. And it was in the midst of this delicate diplomatic situation that the incident occurred.
I mean, they're doing a good job of summarizing, just in case you happen to have missed the first game, right?
An Englishman, Dr. John H. Wilson, was shot dead. I believe he was an associate of...
Oh. Who's talking? I guess the judge?
I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor Mikitoba. Yes, I was indebted to the man. He'd been my mentor when I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him here to Japan as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter the government wished to resolve rapidly. Indeed it was, which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court. A student of the Imperial Yume University was arrested on suspicion of murder. A second-year English language student by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
And my beloved Asogi. Oh, he's so hot. So sad that he's dead, man. Really breaks my heart.
With the help of his best friend / beloved, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense and exposed the despicable crime committed by Miss Giselle Brett.
I mean, it does feel a little similar to what's going on now, right? I hope she doesn't end up dying, Ray, because that would be a little too similar, like, come on now.
Miss Brett eventually admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive that drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion.
I mean, Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. We were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our empire's laws. It was decided that she would be removed to Shanghai, China, instead.
Why Shanghai?
There's a British consular court there. Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week. All that remained of our empire's obligations was to see the woman safely on board a steamship.
And yet, the very day before her departure, the Englishwoman was killed.
Only the day before. Yikes.
That will do. I'm satisfied that the counsel for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant.
Oh. Thank you, Your Excellency. Over the first hurdle.
Now, a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Ouchie.
So weird that pose he does.
YMCA!
Just doing the YMCA.
As is your wish, Your Excellency. The repugnant crime took place on the 11th August, in broad daylight. On the outskirts of the imperial capital, under a bright blue sky at a secluded bathing spot by the sea.
Huh.
The incident occurred inside a small beach hut erected for bathers to rest or change their clothes.
She still had that ridiculous hat.
The cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen that pierced the victim's lung. An injury which proved fatal. There were two persons alone together in the beach hut at the time of the victim's death. Miss Brett in her bathing attire.
That was her bathing attire?
And the accused, Ray Membami. Accordingly, there can be no doubt of the accused's guilt, especially when we consider she had a powerful motive. The police arrived rapidly at the scene and promptly arrested the young lady.
What's her motive then?
Well, that extraordinary description of events leaves me somewhat lost for words, I must say.
That's certainly true. The prosecution's summary was full of words that raise an awful lot of questions. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution... Pick at, maybe? Counsel on what he said about a powerful motive. Honest, probably. About a powerful motive, that's the most obvious. You're clearly exaggerating. Powerful motive is a blatant overstatement.
Tut tut tut! Is the yokel boy using long words he doesn't fully understand?
I beg your pardon?
No matter. Let us put this to the accused, shall we? Membami-san, you are a research assistant at the Imperial Yume University, I believe?
Yes, I am. I'm working with Professor Mikotoba in his laboratory at the moment.
I can confirm that. The defendant is an excellent assistant with a strong sense of responsibility.
I'm just a little worried that the motive thing was a trap because it seemed too obvious, but I was also kind of like, I don't know.
Fascinating to hear. Now, another question. Prior to your work with Professor Mikotoba, whose research were you assisting then?
Oh, well, I was studying under Dr. John H. Wilson.
Oh.
Dr. Wilson? I mean Watson? The visiting English professor who was murdered by Miss Brett 9 months ago?
Oh. That is a big motive, if she knew him.
The accused had a deep-seated respect for her former mentor, Dr. Wilson. Is that not true?
Yes, Dr. Wilson was a wonderful man.
Interesting. Then tell the court what deep-seated feelings you had towards the Englishwoman who killed him.
Well, obviously I was filled with hatred for what she'd done. A powerful hatred. Oh no, Ray. Be careful of what you're saying. Ah, me and my big mouth.
Oh no.
The motive was revenge. Plain and simple, Your Excellency.
Yeah.
Well, it was clearly a trap all along, as you suspected.
Yeah.
How wicked of him to use Ray's undying respect for her former mentor against her like that. I must find out more details, and something we can use to bolster our defense. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up...
Okay. Oh, I guess we could talk about all of it. Bathing spot?
If I may, Prosecutor Ouchi.
What do you want, you fresh-faced young yokel student?
I wonder, could you explain, please? You mentioned a bathing spot.
My apologies. Clearly my modernity has confused the poor country bumpkin's simple mind. Bathing spots are the very latest trend in health practices from the West. We are told that bathing in the water of the ocean is curative, therapeutic, and excellent for the skins.
No, that's not what I meant. I was referring to the fact that Miss Brett had, to all intents and purposes, been found guilty of murder.
Yeah.
Why would a known criminal have been relaxing by the sea?
For old time's sake, I believe.
Sorry?
Miss Brett was to depart for Shanghai the following day. Her final wish, as it were, was to enjoy a day at our country's wonderful coast.
Instead of a final meal? Seems kind of weird, though.
And the British Embassy put extreme pressure on our government to comply.
But on what grounds would we agree to such a request?
Because, as usual, our government is unable to stand up to foreign powers.
Wow.
In matters of diplomacy, it seems we don't even have the courage to decline the whims of a known criminal.
Don't look at me, Professor. It was the government who granted permission, not I. In any case, it was decided that with a dedicated detective on duty, nothing could go wrong.
Dedicated detective, you say? Who? Is it gonna be the same dude? What's his name? Don't tell me it was him. Hosonaga, right? I'm gonna laugh if it's him. Is he the Dick Gumshoe of our games?
But in fact, a murder took place.
I said don't look at me! It was that young student girl who did it, not I.
No one has proved that yet.
I wouldn't provoke the man if you don't need to.
At this stage, I need to gather more information.
Okay. Being alone together. Yeah, where was this detective?
Minbami-san? Yes, what is it, Naruhodo-san. I'm really starting to wish we'd made my alias Ryotaro Susato. Please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place, and why you were alone with her. Oh, well, no, that's not true. It wasn't like that at all. There were other people present. A detective who was guarding Miss Brett for starters. I was just asked to accompany Miss Brett as a companion, that's all.
That's weird, considering the motive and everything.
But let us be clear. At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. The truth is, there was only one reason why this young woman accompanied Miss Brett on her bathing sojourn. It was the accused's last chance to take the victim's life.
Oh no!
Because, as we know, the following day would see Miss Brett extradited to the British authorities in Shanghai. And the accused would never have an opportunity to dispatch her again.
This is weird.
Kindly refrain from conjecture, Counsel.
I believe we all have a clear picture of the incident now. Despite her guilt being determined 9 months ago, Miss Brett managed to avoid incarceration, instead continuing her research work at the university.
That's ridiculous.
Obviously, over that period, she and Ray would have encountered each other on a number of occasions.
Seeing the murderer of the mentor for whom she had such great respect, enjoying such undeserved liberty.
Yes, even if it was only temporary until Miss Brett's extradition to Shanghai. You can hardly blame Ray for her feelings of anger and resentment.
Poor Ray.
So, Your Excellency, if you'd be so kind as to peruse this exhibit. A photographic print that shows the scene of the crime immediately following the grim incident.
Strange. Always with that big old hat. So she is wearing, it looks like a robe. What is that? Like a sewing? Like a trunk? I thought it was a sewing kit, but I guess it's a trunk. Like a suitcase? Bottle?
Yes, thank you, Counsel. A tragic image.
Is she holding a pen in her hand?
As you can clearly see, there is nowhere within the hut that anyone else could have hidden.
The court will accept this photographic print as evidence.
Okay.
As I understand it then, the victim and the defendant were alone in the beach hut at the time. This is deeply troubling, I must say. The finger of guilt points firmly at the defendant.
Well, Your Excellency, naturally the prosecution has much more to its case. We intend to prove the accused's appalling actions beyond all possible contention. To that end, I can confirm that we have multiple witnesses to the crime and damning evidence.
Witnesses? But who?
One of whom, I might add, is a highly respected police detective. I assure you, the testimony of these witnesses will leave no room for doubt.
There we go.
Very well then, Counsel. Bring forth your witnesses.
I, Taketsuchi Ouchi, have been waiting for this moment.
Sorry?
Oh, yes. I haven't forgotten that trial 9 months ago here in this very courthouse, when that irreverent little student boy utterly humiliated me.
You do that all on your own.
Yunosuke Naruhodo.
Yes?
Hey, my boy, I get to voice you.
This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten.
Oh, and I get to voice Kazuma. Oh, my man.
You've become conceited with age, Counsel. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the new.
It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. And then he... Yeah! That was awesome. Yeah!
Strike the head of a samurai whose top knot has been cut, and the bell of cultural enlightenment tolls. Yes, on that fateful day, my former self died.
The start of your own mini Meiji revolution. Are you modernizing as well, Council?
Silence! Since I swore revenge back then, there has been a minor miracle atop my head. Observe the ouchy growth. You see? You see this seed of hope sprouting forth from the barren expanse of my crown?
I think that tiny growth is trying to tell me something. I'm afraid I can't really see. Where is the hope exactly?
I said silence! Today, I face another yokel student of the Naruhodo clan. Well, I will vanquish you. And my victory will be fertilizer for the seed of hope atop my head. You have been warned. With that, the prosecution calls the witnesses to the stand.
Looks like the stakes are high on both sides in this trial. The prosecution and the defense each has much to lose.
A haircut is hardly comparable to Rei's life.
Very true. Oh, yep, I was right. What you doing, Hosonaga? Oh my god, is that Soseki Natsume? Why is he here? Can't escape this man. Okay, you know what? We will deal with them in the next episode. You know, I'm happy to see them, but at the same time, I'm like, why? Alright, well, at least I don't have to worry about voicing new people. But thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you're excited as I am for this new LP. It's been a long time coming. I'm sorry it took so long. I'm glad we finally got around to it. It took way too long for me to finish Investigations 2. That was ridiculous, right? Right? But anyway, until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.